So guess what? We are getting a brand new landscape content tomorrow. It's going to be called Gondor Renewed. This is update 36 of Lord of the Rings online. You can head on over to lotro.com news and then click on this, and you will be able to see everything that's going on. Now let's take a look at what these release notes has to tell us. A new story begins in the renewed King's Gondor. After the defeat of Sauron, King Elessar and Queen Arwen seek to bring peace to their kingdom, but the danger is not gone and new foes seek to threaten Gondor. Adventure awaits in the new zone of King's Gondor East, set after the War of the Ring, when fresh breezes have dispersed the fumes of the dawnless day and allowed the sun to shine again. Discover the beginning of the new epic storyline, The Song of Waves and Wind. Ooh, this makes me think that we're going to be going over the sea, which there's been rumors about that. And if we get to have boats, oh man, that's just going to be super. I would love to have like a pirate ship fight. That would be awesome. And team up with like Legolas, Gimli, and friends, both old and new, to investigate the continuing threat of the heirs of Castamere. Now, I went back and last week I looked at the new zone on Bullroar, and actually I was going to play that back a little bit here. So this is the map, King's Gondor, that we'll be playing through. And as you come into Harland, this is what you'll see. This is through the south gate of the Pelennor Fields. That gate is actually now open with update 36 to where we can ride through and experience the whole new storyline over there. I'm also excited that we're actually getting level 140 landscape content, which we haven't had since the release of Gundabad. So I'm super excited about this, to be able to get in there and get some more questing done and underway. So, how do you get to King's Gondor? Okay, do not be mistaken here. At some points it says you gotta go to Midsummer. It's not Midsummer you gotta go to. You gotta go to Minas Tirith after battle. So when this drops tomorrow, make sure you head to Minas Tirith after battle, and then head south through the Pelennor Fields. And then once you get to that zone, you'll be able to pass through, and there should be a bunch of quests there for you to pick up and get started. Now, the other thing that they're doing with update 36 tomorrow, which is different and unique, is that as of tomorrow, we'll be able to set the difficulty of the landscape. They tested the system out on Treebeard. It was very successful. You can set the difficulty to the highest level, which is 10, I believe. No, I'm not sure what the highest level is actually. It doesn't specify it, what it's going to be here. But for example, you cannot specify it and just play landscape quests as normal. It's easy. You don't have to worry about it. If you're soloing, that's probably going to be your best bet. But if you have a group of friends that want to experience the content together, have it be more fun and more challenging and require an entire fellowship, say for example, to go do questing, then you can increase the level of landscape difficulty, which will earn you a deed, but it will also give you additional tokens that you can then use to go barter for some interesting things with. Now, they're all, in order to set your difficulty for landscape, there are specific NPCs that are located throughout Middle Earth that you'll need to go talk to and change that setting. So, the one that's probably going to be the easiest for me to reach is outside the Prancing Pony and Bree. There will be an NPC to talk to. I'm looking forward to that. However, what did confuse me is that this will only be available through level 130. So if you've got level 140 tunes, it's moot. You're probably not going to be able to do anything with them. But if you're just starting your journey, got a good group going, you can definitely increase the difficulty of it. The other news is that there will be more delvings will be available. They are now going to be including the numinous instances, the Glingad, Hardvendel, and Great Barrows instances, Sambrock, Thardor, and the Maze will now also be delvings. They also, because they're starting to move some of the instances towards delvings, they now have also included delvings, quartermasters at the skirmish camps, which we'll read about that in a little bit. But first, let's look at some class changes. There was some class changes that stun removal wasn't working. That's supposed to be working now. A couple of minor changes here and there. A couple of essences that weren't being slotted that's working as intended that have been fixed. Do Not Fall This Day has also been tweaked. No longer breaks the target of the skill out of stealth. So then the crafting, this is very important for endgamers level 140. You will now be able to craft 2 new tiers of the selectable craftable essence boxes. And what this means is that you'll now be able to craft lively essences. All right? Because the vivid essences are now the highest level that you can get in game, so you'll be able to craft lively essences and be able to make them for all your tunes without having to farm embers in order to trade for the lively essences at the quartermasters or wait for drops. So that's pretty cool. I'll probably be doing those for some of my alts. Landscape difficulty I have talked about. Like I said, it's only going to be up through level 130. At Fearless, looks like heroic difficulty is 7 plus. It doesn't really specify if it's 10. The other thing to note though is that this is only going to count for fellowships. So you can only take 6 people in your group. You cannot actually take a raid, so 12 people to actually go do these questing with. You can only have 6 people, and those 6 people will get credit for what is being done. Now, you could have multiple fellowships together, working together probably, but it's not sure how that's going to work, and we'll have to see in days coming how that plays out. Missions and delvings. As I mentioned, the delvings, barter vendors, and mission givers have also been added to the skirmish camps. That will make it a lot easier to turn in those delving quests. There will also be a weekly delvings quest now. Where did I read that earlier? Yeah, delving mission givers and skirmish camps will now give weekly delving quests. So you want to go check them out. I don't know if this is going to be a wrapper or if it's going to be individual quests. Probably more than likely it will be a wrapper delving quest, and then you'll just go around and do the individual ones. I haven't tested that or seen that, so I will be looking forward to seeing about that tomorrow. Then the rewards drops from delvings have been updated with new delving specific icons. This just makes it easier to read. There were a couple of delving missions that were broken that have been fixed. For example, I love this. The Jorthkin and the Hounds. The mission now appropriately identifies that you need to kill 8 wargs along with the 8 Jorthkin to advance the quest. The mission had some pesky low-level monsters that really wanted to get in on the fight. They have been reprimanded to stay in their lanes. Thought that was very cutely written. And the other one was the mission the netting glade had a single cocoon that decided it didn't want to sparkle. The spider responsible has been admonished, and though it pledged to swallow all light in the world, it relented and allowed its cocoon to sparkle once again. Very cutely written and worded over there. Delving reward changes. The selectable crafting box is good that drops from tier 7 and above can now be disenchanted instead for 20 delving writs. So if you don't need anything in the crafting boxes, you can just get delving writs from that, which is nice. Changed how many writs completing delving quests give. Tier 1 and Tier 3 now give 10 writs. Tier 4 through 6 gives 20 writs. Tier 9. So they actually increased the number of writs that you can get per tier. That's really good because people were grinding for hours trying to get those writs to upgrade some of their delving armor and things. Then there's a bunch of PvMP things that I'm going to skip right over because I'm not really into monster play all that much. The other big news is that T4 of Gwethrenross drops tomorrow on Wednesday. So if you're an endgame raider that is working on getting all the tiers done, then tomorrow you can start grinding on that tier 4. My group has gotten to T3 boss 3 down. We're still working towards getting that last boss down. Hopefully we'll get it here in the next couple of weeks, and then we too will probably moving on to doing T4, which really the only differences between T3 and T4 typically are scions, as well as the bosses just hit a lot harder and it just takes a lot more coordination. But I hope you guys look forward to that. I look forward to seeing some of the videos that y'all post about your clears on that. Yeah, so that's going to be so cool. And that's really all the news that there is that I thought was super interesting. Leave some comments down below if y'all have anything else that you think that you're looking forward to about tomorrow. And I'll see you next time. Bye.